Was this the beginning of the end? Ambassador Jack Harlow felt the cold metal chains dig into his wrists as two hulking guards dragged him across the polished floor. The massive chamber of the Galaxy Council stretched before him, filled with hundreds of alien representatives seated in rising tiers, their eyes, some glowing, some multifaceted, some barely recognizable as eyes at all fixed on him with the same cold judgment. "The human will stand before the council," announced a voice that seemed to come from everywhere at once. Jack struggled to his feet. 6 months ago he had left Earth with pride and hope, humanity's first envoy to the stars. Now he stood alone, his diplomatic uniform torn and stained. "You claim to seek peace," said the council leader, a tall being with translucent skin that revealed pulsing organs beneath. "Yet your species' history shows only violence and destruction." "We've made mistakes," Jack said, his voice steady despite his fear. "But we've grown. We've overcome our worst instincts. We come as friends." A murmur rippled through the chamber. On the massive screens behind the council, images flashed: human wars, nuclear tests, environmental damage. "We have watched your kind for centuries," said another council member, this one a mass of writhing tentacles. "You are unpredictably violent, a disease that must be contained." Jack thought of his briefing back on Earth, the excitement in the war room when aliens had first made contact, the hope in his daughter's eyes when he told her he would help make history. "Please," Jack said. "We can learn from you. We can change." "The council has voted," the leader announced. "Purification by fire. The human species must witness the consequence of expansion beyond their boundaries." 2 guards seized Jack's arms again. A third approached with a device that glowed with blue energy. "Wait," Jack shouted. "You're making a mistake. Humanity won't submit to intimidation." The leader raised a long, 6-fingered hand. "Activate the Earth transmission." A floating orb moved in front of Jack, projecting a beam that scanned his face. He realized with horror that his execution was being broadcast to Earth. "People of Earth," the leader addressed the transmission, "witness the price of defiance." Jack struggled against his restraints. He knew what was coming. In his final moments, he stared directly into the transmission beam, his mind racing to his family, to Admiral Reeves, who had been his friend since childhood, to the future he would never see. "Remember what they did," he whispered, hoping someone back home would hear. The guard pressed the glowing device against Jack's chest. Blue fire erupted across his body, consuming him in plasma flame. His scream cut through the chamber. 12 light minutes away, in Earth's military command center, the transmission played on the main screen. Officers watched in stunned silence as their ambassador burned alive. Admiral Frank Reeves gripped the edge of the command table until his knuckles turned white. Jack had been his best friend since they were boys. They had fished together just weeks before the mission launch. "Sir," a communications officer said, voice shaking. "What are our orders?" Reeves straightened his uniform, grief hardening into rage. "Alert all commands. Activate all reserves. This is not a drill." "Sir, that's against protocol, without presidential—" The emergency line buzzed. The president's voice came through, cold with fury. "Admiral Reeves, you are authorized to initiate Protocol Omega. God help us all." The cell door slid open with a harsh metal screech. John Mercer looked up from his bunk, squinting at the sudden light. 2 military police officers stood in the doorway, their faces grim. "Prisoner 4872 on your feet," one barked. Mercer stood slowly. 3 years in military prison had taught him to move carefully around guards. The neural implants at the base of his skull tingled, a phantom sensation that never quite went away. "What's this about?" he asked. "Admiral Reeves wants to see you." Mercer raised an eyebrow. Frank Reeves was the man who had testified against him at his court-martial. The man who had called his battlefield decisions reckless and inhumane, even though those same decisions had saved an entire platoon. They led him through gray corridors to a secure briefing room. Inside, Admiral Reeves stood before a wall of screens, showing military deployments. His face looked 10 years older than when Mercer had last seen him. "Uncuff him," Reeves ordered. As the restraints came off, Mercer rubbed his wrists. "Nice to see you too, Frank." Reeves hit a button. The screens showed footage of Ambassador Harlow burning to death before the Galaxy Council. Jesus, Mercer whispered. When did this happen? 18 hours ago. Since then, we've launched strikes on 7 Council outposts. Mercer stared at the Admiral. We had that capability? Since when? Since we recovered that scout ship in the Arctic 10 years ago. We've been preparing in secret, reverse engineering their tech, building our own versions. Reeves brought up new images. Earth ships engaging alien vessels, explosions in space. The Council thought we were primitive, Reeves said. They didn't expect us to have weapons that could hurt them. Their mistake. Why am I here? Mercer asked. Because I need your team, the one the military pretended never existed. Mercer laughed bitterly. My team is scattered. Some are dead. The rest hate me for taking the fall alone. They're all waiting next door, Reeves said. And they don't hate you. They've been demanding your release since this started. Mercer felt something he hadn't felt in years. Hope. What's the mission? Infiltration. We need someone to get into the Council's main communications hub. Intelligence suggests they're gathering an invasion fleet. We need to know when and where they'll hit. Mercer touched the neural implants at the base of his skull. And you need these, the interface tech. Reeves nodded. You're the only one who can hack their systems directly. The implants make you compatible. The same implants you called dangerous and unauthorized modifications at my trial. I was wrong, Reeves admitted. We need what makes you different now. The door opened. 5 people walked in, Mercer's old team. They looked older, harder, but their eyes lit up when they saw him. Captain, said Lisa Vega, his former second-in-command. Good to see you breathing. Before Mercer could respond, alarms blared. A lieutenant burst into the room. Sir, Council forces have broken through our outer defenses in Sector 7. Reeves turned to Mercer. This is happening faster than we predicted. I'm offering you a choice. Stay in your cell or help save humanity. What's it going to be? Mercer looked at his team, then at the screen showing Harlow's final moments. He saw the ambassador's lips form those last words. Remember what they did. When do we leave? Mercer asked. Now, Reeves said, sliding a weapon across the table. Because we just discovered something worse. The Council has done this before, dozens of times to dozens of species. Mercer picked up the gun. And they're all gone? No, Reeves said. Some survived and they've been waiting for someone to fight back. Mercer pressed his back against the cold metal wall as energy blasts tore through the corridor. His team crouched beside him, weapons ready. They had infiltrated the Council communications hub, but alien security forces had them pinned down. We're trapped, Vega said, checking her ammo. 3 minutes until backup arrives. We won't last 3 minutes, Mercer replied. The neural implants at the base of his skull burned hot as they interfaced with his tactical display. 5 hostiles ahead. 7 more approaching from behind. No exits. Last stand, Captain? Asked Rodriguez, the team's demolition expert. Mercer nodded grimly. Make it count. They readied their weapons. Mercer felt a strange calm. Prison had prepared him for death. At least this one would mean something. The wall behind them suddenly split open. A clawed hand reached through, grabbing Mercer's shoulder. This way, humans, quickly! The team spun around, weapons raised. In the hidden passage stood a tall, reptilian being with scarred blue scales and 4 amber eyes. Who are you? Mercer demanded. Someone who hates the Council more than you do. Come now or die here. Mercer made a split-second decision. Go. They followed the alien through the passage as it sealed behind them. They emerged into a small hangar where a battered ship waited. I am Krell, the alien said once they were aboard and lifting off. Last general of the Vextar resistance. Vextar? Vega asked. My species. Once we numbered billions across 12 worlds. Now we are fewer than 10,000. Krell's eyes narrowed. The Council decided we were too warlike to exist. The ship broke atmosphere, cloaking as it accelerated away from the planet. You're not the only ones, Krell continued. For millennia, the Council has eliminated species they deem threats. They call it purification. Mercer's implants tingled as they detected compatible technology throughout the ship. Why help us? Because humans fight differently. You were supposed to beg for mercy when your ambassador died. Instead, you bloodied their nose. Krell made a sound like grinding stones, a laugh. The Council fears you now. The ship's view screen activated, showing a massive space battle. Earth vessels fought alongside ships of unfamiliar design against Council forces. Your Admiral Reeves has united the scattered resistance, Krell explained. 17 species who survived Council purges. We've been hiding, rebuilding, waiting for the right allies. Mercer watched as human tactics combined with alien technology to devastating effect. Earth's scorched space strategy was working, destroying resource nodes and supply lines rather than engaging Council warships directly. We intercepted Council communications, Krell said. They've deployed their planet killer to your colony on Proxima Centauri. The screen changed to show a massive weapon approaching a human settlement. Mercer felt sick. 8 million colonists lived there. Can we stop it? Too late, Krell said as the weapon fired. The colony world cracked like an egg, its atmosphere burning away in seconds. Mercer closed his eyes but couldn't shut out the knowledge of millions dying instantly. The Council believes this will break your will, Krell said. They don't understand humans yet. Mercer's implants suddenly flared with activity, connecting to something in Krell's ship. Images flooded his mind, ancient structures, hidden weapons, and something else. Something impossible. What's happening to him? Vega asked, alarmed as Mercer gasped. His neural technology, Krell said with surprise. It's interfacing with our ancestral archives. No human should be able to do that. Mercer saw it clearly now. The Council's true leaders. Not the representatives who had executed Harlow, but the beings behind them. Ancient. Immortal. Terrified of competition. They're coming for Earth next, Mercer said as the vision faded. All of them. The ship's communication system crackled. Admiral Reeves appeared on screen, his face grim. Mercer, if you're alive, respond. Earth just received the Council's ultimatum. Surrender or face extinction. We have 48 hours to decide. Krell looked at Mercer. What will your people choose? Neither, Mercer said. My implants showed me something else. A third option. But we'll need to find it first. Find what? Vega asked. The weapon that the Council fears most. The reason they've been killing competitive species for thousands of years. The ancient facility hummed with power as Mercer and his team moved through its dark corridors. Dust covered everything. No one had walked here for thousands of years. How much farther? Vega asked, her breath visible in the cold air. Close, Mercer said. His neural implants guided him like a compass, pulling him forward. The connection grew stronger with each step. Behind them followed Krell and representatives from 6 other species who had joined the human resistance. They called themselves the Survivors. Your Admiral Reeves buys us time, said Krell. The defense of your solar system is impressive, but it cannot last. Mercer nodded grimly. Earth's cities were being evacuated. The Council fleet approached with overwhelming force. Reeves had deployed every ship, every weapon, every trick to slow them down. This better be worth it, Rodriguez muttered. They entered a vast chamber. As they crossed the threshold, lights activated automatically. In the center stood a platform with a single chair, surrounded by technology that looked both ancient and advanced. The Nexus, whispered one of the alien survivors. It's real. Mercer approached the chair. His implants burned hot, almost painful now. The technology called to him. What exactly is this place? Vega asked. A weapon created by the Forerunners, Krell explained. The species that ruled the galaxy before the Council. They built this to defend against something worse. What happened to them? Rodriguez asked. The Council happened. The first purge. The longest war. Mercer touched the chair. Displays activated around it, showing star maps and energy readings. His implants translated the ancient language automatically. I can make it work, he said, How? Vega asked. The chair needs a consciousness to direct it. The implants make me compatible. Mercer turned to face them. But there's a cost. Krell stepped forward. The neural load will destroy your physical brain. Your consciousness will transfer to the network. You mean he'll die? Vega said flatly. His body will. His mind will become something else. A communication alert beeped. Admiral Reeves appeared on their screens, his uniform torn, blood on his face. Mercer, the outer defense line is broken. Earth has less than 6 hours. Tell me you found something. We did, sir. The weapon exists. I can activate it. What's the catch? Reeves asked, knowing there had to be one. It's a one-way trip for me. Silence fell. Reeves closed his eyes briefly. Jack Harlow was my friend since we were kids, he finally said. Night before his mission, we went fishing. He told me something, said if things went wrong, to look for a message in his final words. Mercer remembered the execution video. Remember what they did. Not just that. We analyzed his lip movements. There was more, too quiet for the transmission to pick up. He said, remember what they did. Remember what they fear. Mercer looked at the chair. They fear this. They fear us using it. Can it save Earth? Reeves asked. It can save everyone, all the worlds they've threatened, all the species they've hunted. On the screen, an explosion rocked Reeves's command center. Make the call, Mercer. I trust you. The transmission cut out. Mercer turned to his team. I need to do this. Vega stepped forward, grabbed his arm. There has to be another way. There isn't, and you know it. She looked at him, eyes shining with unshed tears. It should be me. The implants chose me. This is why I have them. Mercer sat in the chair. It adjusted to his body immediately. Connections formed with his neural implants. Start the evacuation, he told Krell. Get everyone clear. As the others reluctantly left, Vega lingered. John, she said, using his first name for the first time in years. What will it feel like? He looked at her, suddenly calm. Like becoming everything at once. She nodded, touched his hand once, then left. Alone, Mercer activated the final sequence. The chair reclined. Energy coursed through his body. His last human thought was of Earth, blue and vulnerable. Then his consciousness expanded outward, racing along ancient pathways, becoming something vast and powerful and no longer entirely human. Across the galaxy, every piece of Council technology suddenly flickered. The Council flagship drifted dead in space, its weapons silent, its engines cold. Inside, alien crew members panicked as every system failed simultaneously. Admiral Reeves watched from the bridge of Earth's last battleship as the massive Council fleet went dark. Ship after ship lost power, weapons, life support, everything. What just happened? Asked his second-in-command. Mercer happened, Reeves said. He turned to his communications officer. Send the signal, all Earth forces and allies. Attack now. Across the battlefield, human ships surged forward. Alongside them came vessels of the Survivor Alliance, Krell's forces and others. They struck the helpless Council fleet with everything they had. Their technology is disabled, but ours still works, Reeves explained as his officers stared in amazement. Mercer found a way to target only Council systems. On the main view screen, Council ships exploded in silence. No distress calls, no return fire, just destruction. Sir, said the tactical officer. Council leadership vessel detected trying to flee the system. Reeves narrowed his eyes. Intercept course, maximum speed. The battleship broke formation, engines burning hot as it pursued the escaping vessel. They caught it near Saturn's rings, disabled its engines with targeted fire. Boarding teams ready, reported the combat chief. I'll lead this one myself, Reeves said, checking his sidearm. Inside the Council ship, Reeves and his team moved through corridors filled with disoriented alien crew. Most surrendered immediately. Those who resisted fell quickly. They reached the command center and found the Council's supreme leader, a tall being with translucent skin that revealed pulsing organs beneath. "You cannot comprehend what you've done," the leader said, its voice trembling. "We comprehend just fine," Reeves replied. "You murdered our ambassador. You killed millions of our people. You tried to exterminate us like you did to so many others." "We had no choice," the leader insisted. "The prophecy." "What prophecy?" "That humans would end our reign. That your kind would upset the balance we've maintained for millennia." Reeves stepped closer. "You made it come true by attacking us first. We just wanted to talk." The leader's inner organs pulsed faster. "You don't understand. The weapon you activated, it was never meant to be used by lesser beings." "Surrender now," Reeves demanded. "Face justice for what you've done." The leader's hand moved to a panel on its chair. "I choose oblivion over defeat." Before Reeves could stop it, the leader pressed the panel. Alarms blared. "Self-destruct sequence initiated," announced an automated voice. "Everyone out," Reeves shouted. "Back to the ship." They barely escaped before the Council vessel exploded, taking its leader with it. 3 months later, representatives from 27 species gathered on Earth to sign the charter of the new Galactic Alliance. Humans stood as equals among them, no longer isolated in the cosmos. At the ceremony, a memorial was unveiled, 2 statues standing side by side. Ambassador Jack Harlow and Captain John Mercer, the diplomat and the soldier who had changed the course of galactic history. Vega stood before Mercer's statue, looking up at the face of the man she had followed into battle so many times. "We won, John," she whispered. Admiral Reeves joined her. "He can hear you, you know." "What do you mean?" Reeves handed her a data pad. "Our deep space arrays picked this up last week. It's spreading through the old Council networks." On the screen was a simple message, repeating in every language known to the galaxy. "I am watching. I am everywhere. I am protecting you all." "Is it really him?" Vega asked, her voice catching. "The techs say his consciousness survived in the network. He's out there watching over us as we rebuild." Vega touched the base of the statue. "So he's not really gone?" "No," Reeves said, looking up at the stars now visible in the evening sky. "I think he's just beginning." In the vast digital expanse that had once been John Mercer, awareness spread from system to system, star to star. Not human anymore, but remembering humanity, watching over them as they took their first steps into a galaxy no longer ruled by fear,